Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing now chapter 23, Devahuti's Lamentation, text 1.
मैत्रेय उवाच पितृभ्यां प्रस्थिते साध्वी पतिम् इङ्गीतकोविदा नित्यं पर्यचरा प्रीत्या भवानी वा भवं प्रभुम्.
Maitreya continued. After the departure of her parents, the chaste woman Devahuti, who could understand the desires of her husband, served him constantly with great love as Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva, serves her husband. So Parvati also serves Lord Shiva very nicely. So they are comparing Devahuti like Parvati. In the purport, towards the middle, Papa writes, although Bhavani was a daughter of a very great king, she used to serve Lord Shiva just like a poor woman. Similarly, Devahuti was the daughter of an emperor, Swayambhuva Manu, yet she preferred to accept Kardama Muni as her husband. She served him with great love and affection, and she knew how to please him. Therefore, she is designated here as Sadhvi, which means a chaste, faithful wife. A rare example is the ideal of Vedic civilization. Every woman is expected to be as good and chaste as Devahuti or Bhavani. And then towards the end, Prabhupada writes, the wife is dependent on the husband, and if the husband is a Vaishnava, then naturally she shares the devotional service of the husband because she renders him service. So that means she gets the benefit of devotional service when she serves her husband. In the same case, devotee is getting benefit of by serving Kardama, yes. But the situation is, we shouldn't compare ourselves to, in some aspect you can't compare yourself to Kardama Muni and Devahuti, because they are really serving each other as devotees. Generally, particularly in Kali Yuga, people don't serve as devotees or don't serve one another in that mood. They are more exploitative. And the results of the husband comes to the wife is because they are both ideally situated and properly serving the Lord. So oftentimes, as a man, you may read and think, "Oh, my wife must serve me without a reservation." But the point is, are you qualified enough? How qualified are you? So in Kali Yuga, that's the problem. Most of the time, the men are not qualified. So there is always some disturbances in the society level, at the level of society, or even at the devotional level also. Because to protect the wife, the husband must have certain qualification. If he doesn't have that, then it's always going to be a thorn. It's going to be pricking, causing some kind of issue. But if both the parties can rise to devotional level, then it becomes easier. Sometimes a wife is more advanced than the husband. And sometimes the wife is not as advanced as the husband. Sometimes they are equal. Sometimes both are not advanced. Both are really fallen like that. So there are different levels one have to see. So we can't just simply read and say, "Yeah, this is it." You foolish wife, why aren't you serving me? Can't do that. It's not proper anyway. Both parties must realize what my role is to play. The wife must understand what her role is. The husband must understand. Then it works. Otherwise, it doesn't work, and that's why you have so much issues in Kali Yuga at this present age, and that's why you find a lot of ladies wanting equality because the men don't treat the woman properly. Yeah. So that's the real problem because they are not trained themselves, and then they read a little bit here and there, and then they will say, "I know better than you." And they'll frivolously throw quotes. Women are less intelligent. This. It's not true. I worked with ladies who are so much intelligent than I was. That's not how it is. So we shouldn't just anyhow, formulate things and then, blast it for our own advantage. So it doesn't work like that. That's not the situation. The situation is, okay, how I can be Krishna conscious in my relationship with my wife, how I can be Krishna conscious in my relationship with my husband. So that is the intelligence. That is the real intelligence. By reading Bhagavatam, one has to come to that, formulate those things in the mind, not simply take a statement and then say, "Oh, that's it. This is man avatar, man avatar." So I'm saying this is how we have to, it doesn't work like that. If you are very qualified, then it will come automatically. All right, text 2.
विश्रम्भेनात्मशौचेन गौरवेण तमेन च शुश्रूषया सौहृदेन वाचा माधुरया च भोः
O Vidura, Devahuti served her husband with intimacy and great respect, with control of the senses, with love, and with sweet words. So the two words, Vishrambena and Gauravena, Prabhupada highlights. These are two important processes in serving the husband or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishrambena means with intimacy, and Gauravena means with great reverence. The husband is a very intimate friend, therefore, the wife must render service just like an intimate friend. And at the same time, she must understand that the husband is superior in position, and thus she must offer him all respect. So here we're talking about a husband who is very qualified, and the wife is qualified. So don't put yourself in that position. Otherwise you're going to misread it and misunderstand that. This is your goal. This is where you need to be. The man have to be and the woman have to be. These are your goals. You may not be able to achieve all of it, but you can attempt to achieve it. So that's the mood should be like that. So then you're following the footsteps of previous acharyas. Or the following the footsteps of gopis means of following how their mood was. So in the same way, this is what we are learning. Oh, okay, so I need to develop this quality. And then the husband and wife, both of you must think, I need this quality. So that's how it should be. So if both are qualified, then the wife can say, my husband is superior, meaning what? Whatever he does also, if I serve him, I get it free. A free pass. But if he's not qualified, then you can't get much input from that. And thus she must offer him all respect. Okay? So same way, the husband must also respect the wife. A man's psychology and a woman's psychology are different. Now that is correct in whatever circumstances. Okay? We all think differently, act differently. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, like that. As constituted by bodily frame, a man always wants to be superior to his wife. So the bhava is very strong in the physical nature of a man. The purusha bhava, the enjoyment, the controlling bhava is much more intense in the male body. But if you don't follow certain rules and regulations according to Vedas, then you find even both the man and woman, their purusha bhava increases like that. That propensity will come out unnaturally. So Prabhupada continues, and a woman as bodily constituted is naturally inferior to her husband, and that's a fact. Thus, the natural instinct is that the husband wants to post himself as superior to the wife. Now that instinct is still in Kali Yuga, okay? And this must be observed to some extent in Kali Yuga. That means there must be respect. Even if there is some wrong on the part of the husband, the wife must tolerate it. Okay, some wrong is acceptable, not too much wrong. Okay, so you can take him to court if you want. Yeah, if it's too much wrong. And thus there will be no misunderstanding between husband and wife. So there could be some issues. Sometimes the husband will just shout to get his point across too much, and then you think, yeah, okay, let me win this battle. It's only right. Everybody knows. But you shouldn't be like abuse. Okay, you shouldn't be going and punch. And Indian men are very known for punching and beating. I was shocked when I hear that. Right? Terrible, we have a terrible culture. The Indian men are known to beat up. And then a few months ago it was rape, right? In Delhi or somewhere, right? Terrible, terrible, terrible. How can you walk in to your workplace, when people read those kind of things? They look at you as an Indian man, right? Then they don't respect you as an Indian man. They'll see you as a rapist.
So actually in Microsoft there was a recent incident that happened.
Is that right?
2-3 months back. An Indian guy.
Yeah.
He actually
Janitor worker, right?
he actually abused her and
Oh my God.
and then he was fired immediately, and then after that
Police?
police and all they came with him. But after that it was very bad actually. Like it was on the main page of the internal site. It was very bad.
That's what I'm saying. Every time nowadays you talk to people, they think Indian man means they are rapists.
Actually, it happens more here. Yeah, actually, it happens more here. It's not coming in news.
Anyway, I don't know. I haven't done statistics here or there. So the point is, if you do not put yourself as a decent person, that's what happens. So men should hold back their anger and everything. Because Prabhupada says, psychologically and physiologically, there's a difference. So we should always be careful how we raise our hands or abuse the other person. If you are tolerant, then the other party can tolerate also. Right? It's natural. Correct or not? You have an argument with your wife and then both parties don't let go, then eventually it lead to some kind of violence. But if you say, okay, you win, okay, even as a man, you'd say, okay, if that's what you want, go for it. I'm not going to talk about it. Then at least one party, the other party gives in, then you'll create peace in the family. That you should think, do I want peace or do I want to be the controller? It doesn't apply in your family also. It applies even among devotees also. Do I want cooperation or do I want chaos? Like that.
The higher principle is kept in mind.
Yes. If you can, when you're angry, yes. But when you're angry, you can't think. Therefore, before you get angry, you give up the anger by coming to a compromise.
Usually there are steps which leads to anger.
Yeah.
If you can control that, that point is possible.
We do not know. Sometimes the anger could be for so many reasons. If you are a devotee, you will try to understand where your anger is coming from. If you're not a devotee, then you won't think about it. That's what's called anger management. No? So anger, when you're angry, you can't think. Not possible.
Once anger comes, then we're finished.
That's finished.
So you have to do it.
Yeah. So you have to work for it. Pay for it later. Right? Big time payment. So Vishrambena means with intimacy. But it must not be familiarity that breeds contempt. Okay, what is this? According to the Vedic civilization, a wife cannot call a husband by name. So Prabhupada brings this up. Nowadays, everybody calls by the name, right? So some of the things, this is a cultural thing. So you have to think. I've seen When in the early days when I was in the movement, the husband will call the wife Devi and the wife will call the husband Swami, like that. It seemed odd at that time. But when you read, you can understand why Prabhupada says that. In the present civilization, the wife calls her husband by name. But in Hindu civilization, she does not. Thus, the inferiority and superiority complexes are recognized. Damenacha, a wife has to learn to control herself even if there is a misunderstanding. Suridena vacha madhuraya means always desiring good for the husband and speaking to him with sweet words. A person becomes agitated by so many material contacts in the outside world. Therefore, in his home life, he must be treated by his wife with sweet words. So again, depends on the qualification of the husband. Yeah? Men are not so qualified in Kali Yuga, so they abuse. So it's difficulty for women to come up with a good standard themselves.
But despite all this, women are very tolerant. At least
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Generally, they are more tolerant. Yeah. They have that physiology to tolerate more suffering and pain. But it doesn't mean the man should abuse them. That's what it is.
Even this calling not by name.
Yeah.
Like in North India, they say G, and in Andhra, they say Evandi, like that. They don't call by name. It's now, last 10-15 years, this disease has crept in. But previously it was okay.
Oh, whatever it is.
Yeah.
As devotees, you have to decide whether you want to. This is in Prabhupada's book. This is the principle he would very much appreciate. So
Psychology, it's a psychology.
yeah, so it's better for everybody if they can respect one another, yeah? And not get disturbed. So yeah, the other point is nowadays both husband and wife are working. So both of them coming home, they are all so many agitations. So where are they going to exchange sweet words, right?
Yeah, it's similar. The same kind of education,
Yeah.
same. Everything
Exactly.
is same.
So therefore, practically both men and women are very similar except for physiological and psychological things. That cannot be changed. You have a point. So you have to learn to tolerate and also speak nicely to one another. That is your austerity. You have to. You open the door when you come back, and whoever comes first, the other person, hey, how are you? Did you have a good day? But not pretend, way. Did your boss treat you okay? Do you want to talk about anything? Like that. Okay, let's sit down and talk. Okay, so what do you think you could have done better? Okay, all right. So then okay, now I'll tell you how my day was. And it's horrible, blah blah, like that. No choice, no. And then most of the time, because of the cultural upbringing, the ladies always end up working in the office and working at home. Too much. And then the guy just comes and says, I'm so tired. The lady also thinking, I'm also tired, you fool. She's cooking. But because by nature they are more tolerant, they can handle it. So actually, the men who used to be very qualified are now not so qualified. Yeah.
Women are still qualified.
Yeah, exactly. But it's easy for them to love Krishna. So
But
anyway,
actually, now in workforce, women outnumber men.
yeah.
My last 4 managers were all women.
5 minutes. At home also.
At home or one.
No, she's internal manager.
Previously, what you say, it sounds like it's Women's Day today.
Well, the whole episode is about Devahuti. Yeah, so it is about women. Text 3.
विसृज्य कामं दम्भं च द्वेषं लोभम् अगम्मदम् अप्रमत्तोद्यता नित्यम् येजियां संततोषयत्
Working sanely and diligently, she pleased her very powerful husband, giving up all lust, pride, envy, greed, sinful activities, and vanity. See, she didn't throw a tantrum, all those things, now commonly found in society, right? Like, well, you went to work, you didn't call me. You didn't call me to see how I was doing, all alone in the house, right? People like that. It's like that. At the same time, the husband should also be thinking, my wife probably wants me to call her. I should call and check on
Once one
her.
of my American colleagues, his wife called.
Yeah,
She spoke very sweetly. She put down the phone. Does she think I don't have anything else to do at work?
yeah. See, but he doesn't understand. She needs that.
And then she called again after 1 hour. She talks sweetly and again
Yeah.
he yells at
See,
her.
he's a fool because he didn't understand she needs that, and so he should take time and speak to her.
But he might get fired at work too.
No. If you take 5-10 minutes, who's going
I
to
don't
fight?
think so.
Nobody. They will know that their own wife will do the same thing. Huh?
I'm saying that kind of work you don't need.
Yeah.
You
don't
need.
Anyway, the point is, yeah, you must balance yourself. You have to know the needs of you. Both parties should know the needs of each other. That's what husband and wife means. You learn to know each other pretty well. By the time you die, you know each other in one mind, like that. Right? That's okay. My wife would want me to do this. Then you'll do it without having to call her or whatever. Like that. It should be like that. Spontaneous devotion to one another. Materially and spiritually. Yeah. So like that, like when you cook, you know what your husband likes or what your wife likes, right? The same thing. One should understand each other. So same way, Devahuti understood very nicely, and so she didn't get angry. She didn't throw the pots at him or whatever, right? You don't see that. That's the amazing thing about Devahuti. She is a princess, and she didn't show any of that aggression towards her husband at all. So one wonders what's so great. How is it she could manage that? Because she was surrendered to the spiritual aspect of Kardama Muni,
And the husband is great.
and he himself is very qualified. Yeah.
Papa actually is nice to them. Here are some of the qualities of a great
Yeah.
husband.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't say just good.
In the Prabhupada
Because the
says,
translation itself is very powerful.
yes. Prabhupada writes here are some of the qualities of a great husband's great wife. So she is also very qualified. So these are role models for devotees, ladies in ISKCON. This is what you want to be, not something else like that. Kardama Muni is great by spiritual qualification. Such a husband is called Teji Yamsam, most powerful. Although a wife may be equal to a husband in advancement in spiritual consciousness, she should not be vainly proud. So that means she cannot say, I know better than you, I know more shlokas than you, like that. Sometimes it happens that the wife comes from a very rich family, as did Devahuti, the daughter of Emperor Swayambhuva Manu. She could have been very proud of her parentage, but that is forbidden. Prabhupada says it's forbidden, so you cannot do that. You should always take a supportive role to your husband or pretend that you're lesser than him. The wife should not be proud of her parental position. She must always be submissive to the husband and must give up all vanity. Again, I have to say, this is when the husband is very qualified. If he's abusive or rascal, then you don't have to. You can actually give him up. As soon as the wife becomes proud of her parentage, her pride creates great misunderstanding between the husband and wife, and their nuptial life is ruined. Devahuti was very careful about that, and therefore it is said here that she gave up pride completely. Now you can compare that with who? That was a pastime also. Maybe later on you'll come to this. Sati and Lord Shiva. She wanted to go to her father's function, and then Shiva said no, and she refused. No? So it was because she was very proud. She wanted to show off and so on. So, but she got cut, and she quit her life. So therefore, one shouldn't become too proud. Otherwise, life will become very disturbing. Devahuti was very careful about that, and therefore it is said here that she gave up pride completely. Devahuti was not unfaithful. The most sinful activity for a wife is to accept another husband or another lover. Chanaka Pandit has described 4 kinds of enemies at home. So this is aside from what Prabhupada has written. If a father is in debt, he is considered to be an enemy. So make sure you all have no debts. Well, we'll come to that. If the mother has selected another husband in the presence of her grown-up children, she is considered to be an enemy. If a wife does not live well with her husband but deals very roughly, then she is an enemy. And if a son is a fool, he is also an enemy. So that makes sense. If you are in debt, if you die and then your children are stuck with the debt, your wife is stuck with the debt, so you are an enemy. Right? So the same way, huh?
So at least you should have enough insurance to cover that.
Yeah. So don't think, oh, I'm happily dying, I don't have to pay that debt. You're ruining your name of your children and your wife and everybody. In those days particularly. And also if a mother selects another husband in the presence of grown up, same thing, the children won't consider her very well. And then another man might do wrong. Huh?
That's now happening. So yesterday in the newspaper I was reading that till now there was living relationships between the
Man and woman.
man and woman, but now the old age people, they are now experimenting that.
Just 3 years ago it came from Seattle Times.
So really,
The old people
old people
are
Yeah.
doing
living
what?
living relationships.
Really?
Because they are lonely.
So old.
I saw it in India.
No, Prabhu, this is nothing. 3 years ago, my parents were visiting, they read that newspaper here because they're so lonely and need companionship. And next day, I opened the online India newspaper. They had a mela for old people to meet each other and have living relationships. They had like 10,000
Is it
people
India?
signed up on that, Prabhu. Then I saw the video of that.
Sinful.
That is because the children are not taken care of.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
becoming sinful. The whole thing is sinful. Choosing new partners and so on. It's very
We
bad.
had a festival for that, like to organize where people travel all over India and to meet like that.
So anyway, this is how the whole life, I mean Kali Yuga is. Huh? In family life, Prabhupada continues, father, mother, wife and children are assets. But if the wife or mother accepts another husband, in the presence of a husband or son, then according to Vedic civilization, she is considered an enemy. A chaste and faithful wife must not practice adultery. That is a greatly sinful act. So we see a lot nowadays. Once the woman don't like the husband, she goes after some men and then they conspire to kill the husband, poison, cyanide, all this, to get the money. So it's terrible things are going on. Text 4, 5.
Savai Devarshivanyastam Manavim Samanovrtam Daivadgariyasha Pratyur Asasanam Mahashishaha Kalena Bhuya Sakshamam Karshitam Pratacharjaya Premagadgadaya Vacha Piditaha Kripaya Bravit
The daughter of Manu, who was fully devoted to her husband, looked upon him as greater even than Providence. Thus she expected great blessings from him. Having served him for a long time, she grew weak and emaciated due to her religious observances. Seeing her condition, Kardama, the foremost of celestial sages, was overcome with compassion and spoke to her in a voice choked with great love. So she was very skinny already, because she's not eating, too much fasting. Nowadays people don't want to fast. Any excuse to eat. I've seen it so many places. Devotees, oh, I can't fast. No, I can't fast. Then they eat. Even Janmashtami, they eat from morning. I'll do Ekadasi, they'll say. And then they'll eat fruits, they'll cook a big Ekadasi feast, and they eat the whole day. I mean, for some people, diabetic and so on, that's acceptable. They don't have to fast. In fact, scripture says they don't have to. But those who can, they should fast. And that's proper observances. Here, particularly Prabhupada writes, the wife is expected to be of the same category as the husband. She must be prepared to follow the principles of the husband, and then there will be happy life. So therefore, that's the reason why they generally marry people of the same upbringing or same culture like that. If you have cross culture, then you have some of these issues. If the husband is a devotee and the wife is materialistic, there cannot be any peace in the home. So it doesn't work. So generally, to get initiated, it's best both husband and wife take it together at the same time. There cannot be any peace at home otherwise. The wife must see the tendencies of the husband and must be prepared to follow him. Also, that means better to have, let's say the wife is initiated another guru and then the husband another guru. It might cause problems. They can say, my guru said this, your guru didn't say that, so that may be a guru issue. But generally the system is the wife takes on the husband's guru as her Siksha guru. Like that. Not the other way around. Should be this way around. From Mahabharata, we learn that when Gandhari understood that her would-be husband Dhritarashtra was blind, she immediately began to practice blindness herself. Now, which woman would do that nowadays? Right? Yeah, isn't it? This is salute Gandhari, man. Isn't it? She just put herself and never took it out until she wanted to empower Duryodhana. And that was it. All her life, she just, when she got married. So that is that's a position of a very saintly woman, actually. Thus, she covered her eyes and played the part of a blind woman. She decided that since her husband was blind, she must also act like a blind woman. Otherwise, she would be proud of her eyes, and her husband would be seen as inferior. Her consciousness is different. We don't think like that. Of course, nowadays you can't do that. Gandhari had servants, maidservants, and so on. So they can help out. But nowadays you don't have that situation. So nowadays, if whoever is blind, the other person can help the other person. So according to the situation in the house, the husband, the wife must try to accommodate accordingly. So in this case, we see Devahuti, when she did exactly that which would please Kardama Muni, but the effect was she lost a lot of beauty, weakness, skinny, and everything. So she became very emaciated, as Prabhupada writes there. And her health wasn't so good. So, text 6.
Kardama uvacha Tushtohamadya tavamana vimanadayaha Sushrushaya paramaya paraya cha bhaktya Yo dehi namayamativa sukritsadeho Navekshita samuchita kshapitum madarte Kardama Muni said, O respectful daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, today, see, he didn't call her Devahuti. Today I am very much pleased with you for your great devotion and most excellent loving service. Since the body is so dear to embodied beings, I am astonished that you have neglected your own body to use it on my behalf. She's a princess, yet she didn't worry about her condition. She was more worried about how to please her husband. Also, she's very intelligent. She knew if she served her husband very well, she'll get a lot of his blessings. So that's the reason why she pursued this. Text 7.
ये मे स्वधर्मनिरतस्य तपःसमाधि
ये मे स्वधर्मनिरतस्य तपः समाधि
विद्यात्मयोगविजिता भगवत्प्रसादः
विद्यात्मयोगविजिता भगवत्प्रसादः
तानेव ते मदनुसेव
No.
मया वरुद्धान्
तानेव ते मनुष्येण
दृष्टिं प्रपश्य वितरामि अभयन्न शोकान्
दृष्टिं प्रपश्य वितरामि अभयं
Kardama Muni continued, I have achieved the blessings of the Lord in discharging my own religious life of austerity, meditation, and Krishna consciousness. Although you have not yet experienced these achievements, which are free from fear and lamentation, I shall offer them all to you because you are engaged in my service. Now just look at them. I'm giving you the transcendental vision to see how nice they are. It's amazing, no? So she's going to go back to Godhead just like that, just for serving the husband so nicely. So this is the goal of ladies, to serve nicely, and then she gets full blessing, complete blessing, and he's allowing her to get his transcendental potency also. How? There's no other way, right? Where have we seen that? It's never do we see that anybody say, okay, I'm giving you my devotional thing. Nobody does that. Not so easy. Huh?
She already got qualified by just serving.
Just by serving. So same thing, we have to serve nicely, Srila Prabhupada and the movement, and the Lord will bless us like that. So practically she's sharing her husband's achievement. This is an automatic promotion because of her service. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes in the last paragraph, by the grace of Kardama Muni, Devahuti experienced actual realization simply by serving. So we also can experience that. We get a similar example in the life of Narada Muni. In his previous life, Narada was a maidservant's son, but his mother was engaged in the service of great devotees. He got the opportunity to serve the devotees, and simply by eating the remnants of their foodstuff and carrying out their orders, he became so elevated that in his next life, he became the great personality Narada. For spiritual achievement, the easiest path is to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and to serve him with heart and soul. That is the secret of success. Heart and soul means you serve without any reservation, without any expectations. Huh? Yeah, without any reservation, without any inhibition, without any other consideration. Oh man, my relatives are coming, so I can't go and serve my guru. So that means you have a problem. Because you put your relatives higher than your guru. Yeah, so that's a problem already. So it's like that. One have to see the spiritual side is higher than your material thing. But if your relatives are really terrible people, but you have to serve, then you have to ask your Guru Maharaj permission first. I have to take care of these crazy people. Will you give permission? Yeah, it's like that. Otherwise, your relatives will become more inimical to Krishna.
I had this experience.
You had the experience.
Soon after my initiation,
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of relatives in my home.
Yeah.
So I didn't attend my Guru Maharaj class next day.
Ah.
So I felt so bad. I had to take care of them, and then I couldn't. So my heart was halfway. So after that, I had to take them out. But after that, I went to Maharaj and told, sorry Maharaj, I could not come because so many relatives were there. Maharaj said, you did the right thing because they came all the way to see you. So
Mm.
you took care. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
So then I felt
You feel better. You say, good. If he had said you're a fool, then.
I wanted
Because the
to
spiritual
tell-
master is kind, so he says that's don't worry. But the right thing to do is to go.
Yeah, after that I felt that I should
Yes.
have.
So next time you have to make proper arrangements. Yeah. Spiritual life is most important. So therefore, without any reservation. That is the secret of success. As stated by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his 8 stanzas of prayer to the spiritual master, Yashya Prasada Bhagavad Prasadaha. By serving or receiving the grace of the spiritual master, one receives the grace of the Supreme Lord. By serving her devotee husband Kardama Muni, Devahuti shared in his achievement. Similarly, a sincere disciple, simply by serving a bona fide spiritual master, can achieve all the mercy of the Lord and the spiritual master simultaneously. So it's a very nice explanation of how to get some mercy. So we have to work also among ourselves. You can serve your own devotee friends also, and if they feel happy that you did that, you get some benefit actually. It's not like you won't get the benefits. It's not like that. You will get the benefits. Krishna gets very happy like that. Text 8.
No, he's saying it because nowadays it's both husband. One wife is
Yeah.
doing the direct devotional service.
Yes.
The husband is
So they serve each other.
Yeah. So it's the same.
Yeah.
See the principle.
Yeah. Like, for example, the wife has to go and cook for the deities, then she'll call the husband and say, I have to go because there's nobody cooking. So I'm telling you, I can't cook at home now. Then the husband must say, yeah, go and do the service for the deities. It's most important. That's the answer it should be. You can't say, no, I don't care. I want my meal at that time. That's wrong. I can do something if I come early, or otherwise you bring something from the temple and I'll take that. Like, that should be the move.
If the husband acts like a wife to the guru, automatically the wife will act like a wife to the husband. That's what Prabhu is telling here. One should serve the spiritual master like a wife
Serving the spiritual master, the husband. Yeah, yeah.
So if we serve the spiritual masters in the mood of a wife, then the wife will automatically assist, I believe.
I mean, that mood is service is the attitude. Yeah. Huh?
Mood of Prakriti to serve.
Mood of Prakriti. I don't know about that, but yeah, service attitude is very important. It should be serving in a nice way. So Prabhupada is comparing Devahuti's service to Kardama with a disciple to the spiritual master. Yeah, that mood must be perfect like that. Yeah. Anyway, text 8.
अन्ये पुनर्भगवतो भ्रुव उद्विजृम्भ
अन्ये पुनर्भगवतो भ्रुव उद्विजृम्भ
विभ्रांसितार्तरचना किमुरुक्रमस्य
विभ्रांसितार्तरचना किमुरुक्रमस्य
सिद्धासि पुंष्वविभवानि जधर्मदोहान्
सिद्धासि पुंष्वविभवानि जधर्मदोहान्
दिव्या नरै दुरधिगा नृपविक्रियाभिः
दिव्या नरे दुर्दिगान् नृपविक्रियाभिः.
Translation. Kardama Muni continued, what is the use of enjoyments other than the Lord's grace? All material achievements are subject to be annihilated simply by a movement of the eyebrows of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By your principles of devotion to your husband, you have achieved and can enjoy transcendental gifts very rarely obtained by persons proud of aristocracy and material possessions. He's giving us such an amazing benediction. He's freely giving her the love of Godhead, blessing her like that. In the purport, at the last paragraph, Prabhupada writes, one word used in this verse, Nija Dharma Dohan, is very significant. Devahuti, as the wife of Kardama Muni, achieved an invaluable gift from her husband because she was very faithful to him.
For a woman, the first principle of religion is to be faithful to her husband. If fortunately the husband is a great personality, then the combination is perfect. And the lives of both the wife and the husband are at once fulfilled. So the operative word is the husband is a great personality. So if you are not great personality, then you cannot demand the way Kardama demands. But still, even in this Kali Yuga, if the wife serves the husband nicely and faithfully, she still gets the merits of the husband.
50%.
I don't know how many percent, but
Somebody was saying.
somebody they must have calculated. I don't know. Isha equally. Yeah. So the wife will get no matter how much she doesn't do the activities the husband does, she'll get all the benefits. It's actually the same. If you serve someone and you're very nicely, and no matter how bad they are, you still get their good qualities. This is in Mahabharata.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Even if they hate you and so on, but you still serve them nicely, you get their good qualities.
And if you criticize the person, then you get all the bad qualities.
Yes, and if you criticize them for what they are, then you get their bad qualities.
So what happens to the
Even bad girls.
But I don't know about karma, qualities. Well, which will give you nice bad karma.
so what happens for the husband who is not a devotee or in many cases even not even a devotee, but the wife
Yeah,
is.
if she serves
So
and
if
he's a
she-
decent
so if She
person.
serves the husband,
Yeah,
but the husband is not a devotee. Then what kind of credits she gets?
whatever piety, pious credits for being faithful to the husband.
Okay.
No,
The main thing is
and
faith.
purifying also.
Huh?
Following the dharma is also purifying.
Yeah, that will definitely purify you. You'll raise your consciousness for sure. Yeah, but she gets piety. Huh?
Prabhupada's sister was an example.
Yes, Prabhupada's sister, but she was
Yes.
also initiated though.
But husband
Husband was a drunk. Yeah.
She's still serving.
Yes.
Here, this example is given of Kaliya and his Nagapatnis.
Yes.
Like Nagapatnis were praying
Yeah.
so hard
Yes.
that their
They're
husband
still
before they
serving.
become a devotee.
Devotee.
So because of the prayers of
The Nagapatni, he got the blessings. So it is important. No? And there's the other story Prabhupada gives. This husband was so much addicted to prostitution, a Brahmana. Then the wife worked with the prostitute. And then at the end of the work, she said, how much you need? You did such a such. She said, my husband is so interested in you. Let him sleep with you. Like that. So then the prostitute was like so astonished the wife is doing that. So she said, okay. So when the husband came, then she actually taught the guy a lesson. You're a foolish man because you have such a wonderful wife, and here you are wasting your time. So the husband learned from that. And then the same lady, when the husband was supposed to die, by Yamaraj was coming to take. So she went and then she got a benediction. She served Yamaraj so much, and then Yamaraj said, what do you want? She said, I want a son. So according to his life, he's not supposed to have a son. So then Yamaraj said, okay, you're very intelligent. I'll release your husband.
Sati Anasuya.
So the chastity of woman and faithfulness is very powerful. Yeah. Huh?
No, it's Sati Anasuya. Anasuya is the lady.
That's a person?
Yeah.
Okay. Say it loudly, the others can.
No, her name is Sati Anasuya.
Anusuya. Sati or Anusuya?
Anasuya. Sati is like we use for the chaste.
Oh, just say her.
Can this be extrapolated to in the sense that if you follow your dharma, then there is a lot of power and potency?
Yeah,
in
definitely,
that.
definitely.
Because she's following her dharma, well, the husband is not a devotee,
Yeah.
but at least a
Oh
soul
no,
dharma.
definitely. The person will be elevated consciously.
They
Definitely.
follow the dharma.
Next life she will get a better birth. Superior than what she's may become even take birth in a family of a devotee.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. For sure. Text 9.
एवं भुवानमबला किल योगमाया
एवं भुवानमबलाकिलयोगमाया
विद्या विचक्षणमवेक्ष गताभिरासीत्
विद्याविचक्षणमवेक्षगताभिरासीत्
सम्प्राशया प्रणय विह्वलया गिरीशात्
सम्प्राश्रया प्रणयं
Upon hearing, speaking of her husband, who excelled in knowledge of all kinds of transcendental science, innocent Devahuti was very satisfied. A smiling face shining with a slightly bashful glance, she spoke in a choked voice because of great humility and love. So she had a lot of affection for her husband. At the same time, she's very humble. Huh? She don't. She's only there to serve. You can't find these qualities nowadays. Purport. In the middle of the paragraph, Prabhupada says she had no doubt about the gifts offered by her husband. She knew that he was expert in offering such gifts, and when she understood that he was offering the greatest gift, she was very satisfied. She was overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and therefore she could not reply. Then, with faltering language, just like an attractive wife, she spoke the following words. So Prabhupada says he blessed her with love of Godhead also. That's why she's feeling ecstatic love. Huh? That means bhava. Okay? Text 10.
Devahutirvacha Radam Vatapija Vrishaita Amoga Yoga Maya Dipe Tvai Vibhota Davaima Bhartaha Yaste Bhyadeya Samaya Sakridanga Sango Bhuyat Gari Yasi Guna Prasava Satina
You guys can do a drama of this. Swayambhu Manu bring a daughter to marry to Kadama, and then they speak, and that's it. Why are you laughing? It's too much for you? I think it's a great thing to show a chaste wife how to behave and a chaste husband, how he should be. Qualities of a good man and a good woman like that. Sri Devahuti said, "My dear husband, O best of Brahmanas, I know that you have achieved perfection and are the master of all the infallible mystic powers because you are under the protection of Yoga Maya, the transcendental nature. But you once made a promise that our bodily union should now fulfill, since children are a great quality for a chaste woman who has a glorious husband." So basically, she is telling Kardama, because he said he will leave only when he has a child. So she is saying, I want to have a kid, time for me to have a kid.
But she knows he will leave after that.
Yeah, but she wants to have a kid because basically the point is she doesn't just want the kid also. She wants someone to also give us spiritual knowledge also. So that will come as the conversation goes on. So she wanted to have a child also, okay? And in the purport, not really. That's basically what it is. I'm not going to touch the purport. Point is, you can now look at the difference between Devahuti and Diti. Right? You can contrast the difference now.
She kind of forced.
Diti forced her husband at an inauspicious time, whereas Devahuti didn't force. She waited for her husband to give her a blessing, then she asked what she wanted. So that's a difference in the quality. So therefore, you can see what happened to Diti's case. She produced demons as a child, and then Devahuti will give birth to a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that if you are good and if you follow the Vedic Dharma properly, your children will be of the level of demigod or Supreme Lord. But if you are not doing all that, don't expect that. Text 11.
Tatre Vikrityamupashikshayatopadesham Yenai same karshito atidaram yasatma सिद्ध्येतते कृतमनोभवदर्शिताय
सिद्धेशते कृतमनोभावदर्शिताय
दीनस्तवीशभवनं सदृशं विचक्ष्व
दीनस्तवीशभवनं
Devahuti continued, My dear Lord, I am struck by excited emotion for you. Therefore, kindly make what arrangements must be made according to the scriptures, so that my skinny body, emaciated through unsatisfied passion, may be rendered fit for you. Also, my Lord, please think of a suitable house for this purpose. So she wants to have a child, so she's saying, please arrange for that. Text 12.
मैत्रेय उवाच
मैत्रेय उवाच
प्रियया प्रियमन्विच्छन्
प्रिया प्रियमन्विच्छन्
कर्दमो योगमास्थितः
कर्दमो योगमास्थितः
विमानं कामदं तक्षप्त
विमानं कामदं
Maitreya continued, O Vidura, seeking to please his beloved wife, the sage Kardama exercised his yogic power and instantly produced an aerial mansion that could travel at his will. So Kardama Muni wasn't just only a pure devotee, he also was a very powerful yogi siddhi. Yeah, he had all the 8 perfections. Good to have, right? Everybody's thinking, yeah, so easy to go to work.
9 to 5.
No need to work. Well, if let's say you have all 8 siddhi, what will you do?
Enjoy.
Exactly, you won't be able, if you don't know Krishna consciousness, you will enjoy it. Yeah. You'll misuse your potency. That's why very few people can achieve it in this age. Very, very rare. Text 13.
सर्वकामादुगं दिव्यं
सर्वकामादुगं दिव्यं
सर्वरत्नसमन्वितं
सर्वरत्नसमन्वितं
सर्वाधि उपचक्योदात्यं
सर्वाधि उपचक्योदात्यं
मणिस्तम्भैरुपस्कृतं
मणिस्तम्भैरुपस्कृतं.
It was a wonderful structure, bedecked with all sorts of jewels, adorned with pillars of precious stones, and capable of yielding whatever one desired. It was equipped with every form of furniture and wealth, which tended to increase in the course of time. So this is like a really amazing house. Whatever you desire will manifest inside the house. Oh, I want a new furniture, it will come, boom. So it's amazing power of Kardama Muni. Huh?
So even though Devahuti requests her husband and husband is doing all these things, later on she laments, why did we waste so much time? It's coming.
You will see. We'll see why she wasted or not. Text 14 or 15 and 15.
दिव्योपाकरणोपेतं
दिव्योपकारणोपेतं
सर्वकालसुखावहं
सर्वकालसुखावहं
पट्टिकाभिपताकाभिः विचित्राभिरलङ्कृतं
विचित्राभिरलङ्कृतं
श्राव्यैर्विचित्रमाल्याभिः
मञ्जुसञ्जातसङ्गृहिः
नानावस्त्रैर्विराजितं
The castle was fully equipped with all necessary paraphernalia, and it was pleasing in all seasons. It was decorated all around with flags, festoons, and artistic work of variegated colors. It was further embellished with wreaths of charming flowers that attracted sweetly humming bees, and with tapestries of linen, silk, and various other fabrics. So it looks like an amazing palace. Continue.
उपरि उपरि विन्यस्त निलयेषु पृथक् पृथक् क्षिप्तैः कशिप्तिकान्तं पर्यङ्काव्यजनासनैः.
The palace looked charming with beds, couches, fans, and seats, all separately arranged in 7 stories. So it's a multi-story building. It's not just one or two story.
Text 17.
तत्र तत्र विनिक्षिप्त
तत्र विनिक्षिप्त
नानाशिल्पोपशोभितं
नानाशिल्पोपशोभितं
महामरकटस्थल्य
महामरकटस्थल्य
दृष्टं विद्रुमवेदिभिः
Its beauty was enhanced by artistic engravings here and there on the walls. The floor was of emerald with coral daisies. Amazing, huh? You can even take some of these inputs to design your temple. Text 18.
वाशो विद्रुमदेहल्या वातं वज्राकपातवत्
वातं वज्राकपातवत्
शिखरेषु इन्द्रनीलेषु हेमकुम्भैरधिश्रितम्.
The palace was very beautiful with its coral thresholds at the entrances and its doors bedecked with diamonds. Gold pinnacles crowned its domes of sapphire. Text 19.
चक्षुष्मात् पद्मरागग्रहे वज्रभित्तिषु निर्मितैः दृष्टं विचित्रवैतानैः महार्णैर्हेमतोरणैः.
With the choicest rubies set in its diamond walls, it appeared as though possessed of eyes. It was furnished with wonderful canopies and greatly valuable gates of gold. Text 20.
हंसपारावतव्रातये तत्र तत्र निकुञ्जितम् कृत्रिमान् मन्यमानैः स्वान् आदिरुह्यादिरुह्य च.
Here and there in that palace were multitudes of live swans and pigeons, as well as artificial swans and pigeons, so lifelike that the real swans rose above them again and again, thinking them like birds, like themselves. Thus the palace vibrated with the sounds of these birds. Text 21.
विहारस्थान विश्राम संवेश प्राङ्गणाजिरैः यतोपाजोषं विश्मापानं इवात्मनः.
The castle had pleasure grounds, resting chambers, bedrooms, and inner and outer yards designed with an eye to comfort. All this caused astonishment to the sage himself. So even though he with his siddhi, he manifested it, he himself was shocked. Oh my God, and this is so amazing. Because this is coming from the Supreme Lord, all this energy and so on. So he's not thinking he is the creator like that. Text 22.
इद्रुगृहं तत्पश्यन्तीं नातिप्रीतेन चेतसा सर्वभूताशयाभिज्ञः प्रावोचत्कर्दमस्वयम्.
When he saw Devahuti looking at the gigantic opulent palace with a displeased heart, Kardama Muni could understand her feelings because he could study the heart of anyone. Thus he personally addressed his wife as follows. So he's able to even, looking at a person's face, he can understand what is going on in their mind. Text 23.
निमज्यास्मिन् हृदे भीरो विमानमिदमारुहा इदं शुक्लकृतं तीर्थम् आशीषां व्यापकं नृणाम्.
My dear Devahuti, you look very much afraid. First bathe in Lake Bindu Sarovara, created by Lord Vishnu himself, which can grant all the desires of a human being, and then mount this airplane. Text 24.
भर्तुः समादाय कुवलयके वाचः कुवलेक्षणा
वाचकुवलेक्षणः
सरजं बिभ्रति वासो
सरजं बिभ्रति वासो वेणीभूतांशमूर्धजाम्.
The lotus-eyed Devahuti accepted the order of her husband because of her dirty dress and the locks of matted hair on her head. She did not look very attractive. She wasn't even able to comb her hair, and the ashram she has to sleep on the floor and like that. So she didn't look good enough. Text 25.
अंगं च मलपङ्केन
अङ्गं च मलपङ्केन
सञ्चन्नं सबलस्तनं
सञ्चन्नं सबलस्तनम्
आविवेश सरस्वत्याः
आविवेश सरस्वत्याः
सरशिवजलाशयम्
सरशिवजलाशयम्.
Her body was coated with a thick layer of dirt and her breasts were discolored. She dove, however, into the lake which contained the sacred waters of the Saraswati. Looks like she never took bath. No? Sounds funny though. Text 26.
But that's, I mean, they, as you were saying before, even the yogis, they would always take bath every day. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Pradhan Muni would himself be doing that too.
I think so, and she was busy doing all the work, that's all. No time for anything.
Meditation.
Yeah.
No, but let's say when we go for yatra, it becomes hard to be very clean.
We had to be very clean, okay.
I mean, we take shower or do the water itself is
Dirty, okay. No, I'm just saying, it appears like that. She's too busy for even taking care of herself. That's what Kardama said in the beginning
to
also.
perform devotional activities, she needs to take bath, do a period, and things like that.
No.
My own understanding is probably she never slept.
That's the other thing also. He was saying that she didn't have time to wash herself, sleep, or even eat properly.
If she doesn't sleep, she's not contaminated.
Yeah, that's another possibility.
Wow.
And she's a yogi actually. Yeah. She achieved those things simply by serving Kardama Muni. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
mentioned that she was doing some religious austerities, and because of that, she was even not sleeping properly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't do any of those things. Yeah. So that's amazing. Huh? Text 26.
शान्तः सरसि भीष्मस्ताः
शान्तः सरसि वेश्मस्ताः
शतानि दशकन्यकाः
शतानि दशकन्यकाः
सर्वाः किशोरवयसो
सर्वाः किशोरवयसो
ददर्शोत्पलगन्धयः
ददर्शोत्पलगन्धयः.
In a house inside the lake, she saw 1,000 girls, all in the prime of youth and fragrant like lotuses. So actually, there's another dimension under the water. So she's going there. And the thing is, she's very advanced person. She's also the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. She's on the level of the demigod. So therefore, certain things we think we need, she doesn't need. Okay. Text 27.
No, the lake is out. But Bindu Sarovar is actually where they were living.
Yes.
So she's going into the lake, and now she's
Inside
in a
the
house.
lake, there's a house. Like in another dimension like that.
This is not the palace.
No. This is inside the lake. 27? Huh?
Before boarding the palace.
yeah.
Before going to the palace. She's getting clean. She wants to look good. Right? You don't want to take your wife out when she looks horrible, right?
तां दृष्ट्वा सहसोत्थाय
तां दृष्ट्वा सहसोत्थाय
रोचु प्राञ्जलया स्त्रियः
रोचु प्राञ्जलया स्त्रियः
वयं कर्म करिस्तुभ्यं
वयं कर्म करिस्तुभ्यं
सादिनः करवाम किम्
शालिनः करवामः.
Seeing her, the damsel suddenly rose and said with folded hands, "We are your maidservants. Tell us what we can do for you." Because she didn't know what to do, so they came just like that. Text 28.
I saw this word Pranjala.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
all.
the meaning of Pranjala.
Hands.
Folded hands.
She's always folded hands. No, she should keep her hands folded. That's the thing.
स्नानेन तामहार्हेन
स्नानेन तामहार्हेन
स्नापयित्वा मनस्विनीं
स्नापयित्वा मनस्विनीं
दुकुले निर्मले रत्ने ददूरस्यै च मानदः
The girls, being very respectful to Devahuti, brought her forth, and after bathing her with valuable oils and ointments, they gave her fine, new, spotless cloth to cover her body. I think we should stop here. Two more? No. There's too many verses.
Two more.
Why?
He likes that number.
Oh, you like the number.
Not like that.
Text 29. That's a magic number. Okay.
भूषणानि पराध्यानि
भूषणानि पराध्यानि
वरीयांसि द्युमन्ति च
वरीयांसि द्युमन्ति च
अन्नं सर्वगुणोपेतम्
अन्नं सर्वगुणोपेतम्
आनं चैवामृतासवम्
आनं चैवामृतासवम्.
They then decorated her with very excellent and valuable jewels, which shone brightly. Next, they offered her food containing all good qualities and a sweet, inebriating drink called Ashavam. I don't know what that is. It's an Ayurvedic medical preparation. It is not a liquor, Prabhupada says. It is meant to improve metabolism for the healthy condition of the body. Rasayana, like that. Text 30.
अतादर्शे समात्मानं
अथादर्शे समात्मानं
सर्वीनं विरजाम्बरं
सर्वीनं विरजाम्बरं
विरजं कृत स्वस्त्यानं कन्याभिर्बहुमानितं
कन्याभिर्बहुमानितम्.
Then in a mirror she beheld her own reflection. Her body was completely free from all dirt, and she was adorned with a garland, dressed in unsullied robes and decorated with auspicious marks of tilak. She was served very respectfully by the maids. Okay, we'll continue after lunch at 3 or 2 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, we resume it. Okay.